Okay, we'll call to order the Parks and Rec Board meeting for Tuesday, January 22nd, 2019. Roll call, please.
Member Bartow.
Present.
Member Cipolla.
Present.
Member Heath.
Present.
Member Howdy Show.
Present.
Member Seamers.
Present.
Member Supple.
Present.
Chairman Troutman.
Present.
Members Eastwood and Harris are absent.
Thank you. For the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Seeing no personal appearances, we'll move on. We need acceptance of the November 27th, 2018 Park Board minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move we accept the minutes.
Okay, a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, fantastic. Any modifications? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and call for a vote. All those in favor? Passes 6, 1 abstain, 2 absent. Okay, next we'll go to staff reports. Director Mustine.
Thank you, sir. I will call on Recreation Superintendent McLean to do a report for the Recreation Division.
Thank you, sir. I have submitted a written report in the packet for this evening. I will highlight just a few things here quickly. Mainly on meetings and trainings, wanted to highlight that, of course, we're in basketball season, so Todd has been working hard on that. So Coordinator Brennan has had scheduling meetings, multiple ones. Also gearing up for the competitive soccer season. He's got a meeting this week with the South Metro soccer organization, and then both he and Coordinator Van Coolen attended the Kansas City area programmers meeting last week and got some good information on that for our area. We also, the coordinators attended a interview with myself. We interviewed a potential summer internship, or intern. They're looking at doing their internship with us, are from North Missouri, but have some relatives in the Harrisonville area and thought they would like to be up in this area, and so asked for an interview, did a very good job, and so we are going to extend him the opportunity to intern with us this summer and utilize him at the ball field complex, summer camp, and all kinds of other fun things, I'm sure. Also had some meetings with our softball tournament, or baseball and softball tournament directors, Grand Slam, Midwest Sports Productions, and USSSA, KC Sports. We are getting all of those. Haven't finalized them all, but had our preliminary meeting, got some dates locked down, so we'll be extending our contracts to them so that way they can sign it and get everything locked in for the 2019 season. Also wanted to highlight real quick the Bridge Club that we have started. Katie's been working on that with communication specialist McGee, and they both have worked hard on it. We are averaging 8 participants regularly, so it's been fun. We've had up to 11 on one day show up, so but we have 8 regulars, and they're having a great time utilizing Centerview for their bridge club and playing some bridge on the afternoons. So, and then of course wanted to follow up with the RAC, its use. We over the Christmas break, we did have youth basketball practices there due to the schools being closed, so that was a good bonus addition that we have not been able to offer our basketball program, to have those practices go on during the Christmas break. Also wanted to highlight that we have had a couple renters, Boy Scouts for a Pinewood Derby rental, and then Studio Plus for practice before a competition. So then starting today, we also had Ray Peck Prowler starting to do some dance practice in there over the next month while they're preparing for their big national appearance. So anyway, and then also, or finally, I would like to highlight that we do have some upcoming events. We're getting ready to do big pushes for the Valentine's Ball on February 8th. Currently, we only have about 30 people signed up. Last year, we sold out, so the push is getting ready to hit for that. And then the Spring Craft Show, we did this morning actually lock in our 41st vendor, so we are maxed out on our vendors. So we'll be pushing for people to come and enjoy the craft fair, but all of our vendors' booths have been met, so we are looking forward to that one as well. At this time, I'll entertain any questions.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Superintendent McLean? Melinda?
Okay, 2 questions. One was about the adult sports winter. It was, I guess, non-existent. Were there any sports that?
We did have a couple of teams we had a co-ed volleyball team sign up. We had another one waiting to sign up to see if there was enough interest. So that one, we have pushed that one back to the spring. We did go ahead and process the refund for the one team. Still trying to work on getting the word out. Basketball, there was a little bit of interest, but it's finding the right night. It seemed like there was multiple nights and multiple options that people were looking at, and so we're trying to tap into that market, you know. I mean, not being able to have that offering before with just having the schools and utilizing it for all youth sports, it's getting into that market. You know, we've got a real good base with our adult softball, but getting into those other sports is being a little tricky for this first go around.
Okay, so in general, it's something that's profitable, that's, you know,
Yes.
not here necessarily, but elsewhere, it's something
Yes.
that we need. Okay, so do you think this time it was a lack of advertising, a lack of getting the word out somehow, or is there something we can
I
do?
think it was a combination of the time of year, holidays,
That's what I was
and
wondering.
yeah, I think it was a combination. You know, we pushed it once the guide went out, and I don't think we had enough lead time, and we were trying to get it going, and I think that was the majority of it was just the holiday season. It's always hard to get people to sign up when you're talking Christmas and New Year's and vacation times over the holidays and things to that nature. So we're making a stronger effort for the spring.
Okay, second question, futsal,
Yes.
I saw it increase substantially. Any reason there that we think it's doing so well, or is it just a matter of word of mouth? And,
I do think it was a lot with the instructors, you know, with Tom Reagan, and then Mr. Holman, Councilmember Holman is involved. They have built a very solid base. I also believe that it has a lot to do with the growth we've had in Raymore United and the advertisement, and then the push that we've gotten from our coaches. Coaches did some very good promoting for us as well, and so there's a good group of them that are currently in the United program as well. So I think that was the big push that helped raise that.
But now this is not the open play that we were doing?
Yes,
or
it is the open
just
play.
Regular open play?
Yes.
Okay, good, thanks.
Anyone else? Thank you, Superintendent.
Thank you, sir.
Director?
Thank you. I will call on Superintendent Rulo for a parks report.
Thank you. I submitted a written report, but wanted to hit on a couple other items. If anybody passed by TB Hanna Park today, they would notice that the mayor's Christmas tree has been taken down and being stored until next year, so that's a good thing. And just wanted to also tell you that staff has been working with Public Works in the snow plow during the snow events, the 3, 4, I can't even remember how many days we've had, at least 4. on all the events, and then the other staff members of mine have been cleaning all the sidewalks here at City Hall, Centerview, the rack, and our maintenance shop. That concludes my report, and I will be entertaining any questions.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Superintendent Rulo? Melinda?
I have one. So I was reading over this and I'm like, you were building deer props for the mayor's Christmas tree. I have no clue. I know what a deer prop is, I think, but why? I'm confused.
The little white deer that are around the Christmas tree over there at TV Hannah.
Oh, okay.
They're about 4 years
wouldn't-
old, and they've split in half, so we bought some new plywood and recut them out. They're just puzzles.
Okay. That totally threw me. I thought, what are we doing? Thanks.
Anyone else? Thank you, Superintendent Rulo. Director?
Thank you, sir. I as well have submitted a written report. I did include both December and January, as we did not have a December meeting, just to give you guys a little more reading material there. But I do want to focus tonight on some of our staff. If you'll notice in the audience, we have a couple members in staff. I wanted to bring them here tonight, let you get a little FaceTime with them. First is Haley Rule. She was a seasonal for us last summer, and we transitioned her into one of our full-time maintenance employees. So we just wanted to bring her in, introduce her to the park board, so you can, when we're talking about Haley, you guys know who we're talking about. We're extremely excited to have her. She does have a degree in horticulture, so a long-awaited certification and employee that Steve and I have wanted for a long time, and we now do have not only 2 full-time arborists, but we also have a full-time horticulturist in our department. So excited to have her. She's a hard worker. She's super smart, and she makes Steve look, yeah. No, we're very pleased to have Haley. So, and then I wanted to also last Monday night at City Council, I asked Gus Booz and Steve both to attend the council, but I wanted to do it here for you tonight as well. Steve and Gus both took the Certified Playground Safety Inspector certification exam last December, I guess, or November, and they both have passed. And what is unique about this is it's one of the most difficult certifications to achieve in our field. We have a 60% fail rate for the first time you take it, and both these guys passed it on their first attempts. So we're extremely proud. It's good to have one certified playground safety inspector on your staff, but a staff as small as ours to have 2, we're extremely pleased. Now, what that also does is that means they're going to have to go out and audit our playgrounds and keep us going. So we just wanted to bring Gus and Haley in here so you guys could see them, congratulate Gus and Steve on their certifications, and that concludes staff report.
Any questions for the director? I just have one, and Gus, you can answer this. Who got the higher score between you and Steve? You can tell the truth. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. No further questions. Okay, moving on from that. No unfinished business, so we're going to start with new business. We're going to start with action item A, Park House demo. Director Musting.
Thank you, sir. This particular project is one of our CIP projects for FY19. This is within the capital improvement plan. It's listed as the recreation park shelter and park house demo. There's 2 projects within the one. I have, at my request, Mr. Fearborn has authorized me to change the documents for the city council next week so that it's not confusing. So what you see in your packet is both projects listed on the one, although what we're voting on tonight is only the park house demo portion of that. Next week at the city council, we'll remove all references to the shelter within the contract, within the action item, and the bill, and that way it's kind of a 2-phased approach. So I just wanted to make that clarification tonight. But as this is one of our capital improvement projects, staff did submit this out for bids. We received 3 bids. We had, I believe, 6 that attended the pre-bid. We received 3, We're very pleased with the pricing of these. We were expecting a much higher return on this, and Tasco is a qualified company. We've worked with them in previous years and on previous projects. If the board will remember, they are also low bid and best qualified for our bridge replacement, which will begin soon at Recreation Park. So happy to answer any questions. Just to clarify though, this is only for the demolition of the park house to bring it down to grade level. And then later in the year, we'll go back out and we'll bid and build that shelter that we've promised. So staff recommends contract to Tasco and would be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Okay, at this time, not hearing any questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to accept the Tasco bid for demolition of the park house.
Okay, any second?
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a first and second. Any discussion? Not hearing any this time, we'll take a vote. All those in favor? 7-4, 2 absent. Okay, we'll move on to action item B, Recreation Park Ball Field Lights. Director?
Thank you, sir. Again, this is one of our capital improvement projects that has been within our plan for several years now. This is adding ball field lights on fields 1 and 2 at Recreation Park. If the board will recall, at the baseball complex, we have the 2 smaller fields that are T-ball and machine pitch fields. They do not have lighting. And so this particular project will bring those lights and put it all on the same system as we currently have on the other 4. It is a project that staff is really excited about and will also be more attractive for tournament rentals and things like that within our fields. So we submitted this project for open bids in December. We had 2 qualified bidders show up at the pre-bid, and then we received 1 bid and 1 unresponsive bid. We did negotiate the price down to $89,950 with a budget of $90,000. So we are confident in the company. They have met all the requirements, and we do recommend award of contract.
Any questions of the board? Okay, not hearing any questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to accept the Brady Electric proposal for the ball field lighting project.
Okay, with that, any second?
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a first and second. Any discussion? Not hearing any at this time, we will go ahead and vote. All those in favor? 7-4, 2 absent. Action item C, Recreation Park Rehabilitation Pond Rehabilitation Project. Director?
Thank you, sir. Again, this was one of our scheduled projects within our CIP. This project is the rehabilitation of the Recreation Park Pond. The pond has just been over years filled with silt. It has a lot of vegetation growing. It's very unsightly during the summertime, which is usually the time when most people are at the park. So what this project does is basically kind of drain the water. We dredge it out, clean it up, and make it more appealing to the eye and just a better project. What it also does is it enhances our stormwater, the inlets leading into the pond, and the overflow of the dam area as the water exits the pond in high storm times. And we submitted this out for bid in December. We received, let's see, 6. We had 6 bids. 1 was non-responsive, but we had excellent pricing, a wide range of pricing, all within our budget of $150,000. So we were very pleased with the results of the bid. We have done our due diligence, vetted the companies, and we are excited to recommend Rocket Excavating, which specializes in pond rehabilitation, pond building, things like that. So this is what they do, and staff recommends contract for $59,700 for the dredging of the pond.
Thank you. Any questions for the director? Jenny?
Okay, educate me a little bit here. I did not read this one top to bottom. So is this when they did what is the housing development over here, Lake?
Shadowwood?
When they did
Silver
that and
Lake.
they had those baffles out there forever, is this that?
No, we're not doing that. This is basically, they will dredge it. We will relocate most of the soil that we take out of the pond, do some grading, do some improvements using the material that we take out. So there won't be the bags and the drain and the drainage and all that stuff. This will be a turnkey project with grading involved to help just overall around the pond area.
And about how long do they think that that's going to take?
This project itself, I can't remember what the contract, I think it's 60-day contract.
Okay. Oh, 90 days.
90 days, I'm sorry. Substantial completion is basically with, once they sow grass and when grass gets, starts growing, then they met all the requirements of the contract, we can finalize that out. But we did,
Extend that to the borders of my yard.
no.
Okay.
But thanks for asking first. The budget for this project was $150,000. And we had done, this was the project, if the board will remember, last year we did a study and we had the company come in and the scope of work was based off of that study that we did. And so we're very pleased. And that study also had a recommendation of cost estimation. So we felt like we had a good price and the prices that we received on these bids were excellent. Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? Okay, not hearing any other questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to enter into agreement with Rock and Excavating for the Park Pond Rehabilitation Project in the amount of $59,700.
Any second?
Second.
Okay, I have a first and second. Any discussion? If not, we'll go ahead and move forward and vote. All those in favor? 7-4, 2 absent. And move on to action item D, contract amendment, CFS Engineers. Director?
Thank you, sir. Since last we met in November, a lot of things have happened and occurred at TB Hanna Station. First and foremost is the donation we received in $135,000. You will remember that in November, the board approved that MOU and it in turn went to City Council. Last Monday night, City Council passed second read of that, so the MOU is now in place. What that does is also trigger an amendment to the consulting and design contract that we had with CFS Engineers. That donation and the improvements that we made within that park also triggered some additional design, additional consulting. So this is just a step in that process. We have worked with CFS, negotiated these prices to get down to exactly what we need. We're here tonight asking for a recommendation to amend their contract so we can proceed. It will be going before the City Council next Monday night. And at the mayor's discretion, a possible double read, an emergency read, so that we can proceed and move faster. So that is the anticipation based on what the park board does here tonight. But the amendment is within your packet. All the items are laid out. Be happy to answer any questions for you, but staff does recommend the amendment to the contract originally passed in February of last year with CFS Engineers.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to amend the contract with CFS Engineers for the TB Hanna Station project in the amount of $21,000 and authorizing the city manager to approve change orders within the established budget constraints.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Okay. Heard a first and second. Any discussions? If not, we'll move forward to vote. All those in favor? Passes 7 passed, 2 absent. Moving on to public comment. There is none. Okay, we'll go to board member comments. Ryan?
Nothing today.
Melinda?
I was going to tell you both, first of all, congratulations on your certification, that's great. And then, I don't remember your first name, though. Haley. I'm excited to have you on board. I, 100 years ago, was a master gardener, so gardening to me is, one of those things that's really important and I really appreciate. So I look forward to what you're going to do. So, welcome.
Rich?
Nothing at this time.
Thank you, sir. Jenny?
Nothing at this time.
Michelle?
Gus and Steve, congratulations, good job. Haley, welcome. Never fails. I'd like to talk to you sometime about horticulture and what it all entails, because I think of Horton has a who kind of stuff. So, yeah, welcome aboard.
Jim?
Welcome, and congrats on the certifications. I know that's not easy to really get through, and looking forward to the rest of the year for the staff and see where we go.
Thank you. A couple of things I want to bring up. In Rec Park, the benches we have now are awesome. And I know we put them other places, but it just makes it more of a park, and I really enjoy those. I also went by Hawks Ridge today, and it's amazing the work going on out there. And if you haven't been by there, I encourage you to go by and see it here. There's so much, you can actually see the plan and everything falling into place, and it works well. Also want to give a big thank you to City Council for working side by side with us, listening to us, helping us through. As far as the rack, Mr. McLean, I want to tell you thank you for working with the Prowlers. I know that meant a big deal to them, as they didn't have any space and were sweating it for their nationals. And so I heard nothing but compliments, and so thank you so much. Haley, welcome very much. And Gus, attaboy, beating out Steve. That's the best one of all. Thank you, staff, for all your help. At this point, we will go to adjournment. So, vote. All those in favor of adjournment? Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted out of here. Motion to adjourn. I guess we don't have to vote.
How about I make a motion to adjourn?
Thank you. A second.
Just like that.
And I will second that motion.
Okay. All those in favor? Adjourned.